Much like fashion, there are trends in cosmetics and plastic surgery. So, what's going to be popular in 2018? To find out, we brought in Dr. Michael Kim. Thanks so much for being here on New Year's Day. So, you're telling us this morning your predictions. So, are there trends that we should be avoiding because they could possibly be dangerous?
Yeah, I think on one of the slides I have about one thing to avoid, but a lot of people are pushing like permanent fillers, like injectable silicone into the face, into the breast. Very dangerous, not FDA approved. So that's one of the things that we've seen over the years, hopefully will diminish because of education, is to avoid these non-FDA approved fillers. Other types of things that, in my opinion, aren't great is these clinics popping up everywhere for Botox and fillers, where, if something happens at Friday night after something's done, there's no number to call, no one's on call, there's no doctor's office. So I think anything medical being performed should be performed by a practice where dermatology, plastic surgery, et cetera, where if something happens or goes awry, there's always someone to call.
All right, some good tips there. So those are things that could potentially be dangerous, but maybe what are some of your predictions on what is going to be popular and safe this year?
Well, apparently smaller is better. So, for example, breast augmentation, one of the most common procedures we see, we're seeing a trend, at least with my patients too, is that patients don't want to be too big, they want to look natural, they don't want to walk in a room and everyone knows they had a breast implant. And a lot of patients who've had kids, they get deflated, so they just want to look more natural where they were. So we're seeing a trend for smaller breast implants. Labiaplasty, I'm sure you're seeing ads now. So the stigmata of reconstruction of the labia after kids is becoming more popular. It's probably increased about 25% in the last year. So that's another thing we're seeing. I don't do that, but if you're interested or thought about it, it's something you might consider. A lot more men are having Botox fillers, even plastic surgery. I see it in my practice. They call it the Botox. People coming in for men for Botox. So if you're a guy and you're thinking about it, go for it. It's a trend. It's okay, and there's nothing wrong with it.
So you talk about things that maybe might be a little bit dangerous, but also are there trends popping up that people should avoid?
Well, I think again, the trends that I see is people looking for the cheapest way to go to get something that they want. For example, fillers or Botox, And I mean, you're talking about medical care, something being done on your body, and this is not where you want to skimp. So go to an MD, a PA, someone who does a lot of them, a practice where they're very experienced and not a shop where they're just doing it for the money.
And that's if people, want to get something done, where can they go to kind of find out more, maybe do their research a little bit?
I think the American Society of Plastic Surgery, Dermatology, any of these societies, you can look up someone who's board certified to go to a practice that's well versed in this. You can call too and say, do a lot of this, and some practices do and some don't. So also a word of mouth from friends is a great place to start from.
All right, great, thank you. Lots of good tips this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Sure, thanks.